Welcome to another episode of Lost in the Dark podcast.
What up?
What up? Aaron is back in the crypt, motherfuckers.
Dun, dun, dun.
Here we go. Here we go.
It's been some weeks.
Yeah, honestly, like I was trying to think about what we talked about in the last one, and I don't remember. Did we talk about Us yet? The Jordan Peele movie?
No.
We didn't?
I don't think so.
Okay, so yeah,
we did. We did talk about it the other day, but I don't think that.
Yeah, the more like lots of people didn't like it.
Oh really?
Yeah, like the more I hear, like lots of people didn't like it. Surprised me. But anyway, well, here, since I gave my take on the last episode, how about you give the audience your take on that Hatebreed show last week?
Oh man.
Because I'm still coming down from it.
Yeah.
So fucking...
It's been kind of the reason I've been so motivated lately.
Yeah.
Like I really needed a show like that. It was just sick. Like it was a different kind of, like to be back in Harpos, like the way that I had imagined it was, like the first, when it was huge, like when it was like the big venue in Detroit, like
yeah.
Just to like see everything and just the whole environment in there was just sick, like the whole way through. I don't know. It was awesome.
It did feel really good in there. Like it's not in the signs on the ticket booth even said like we're not done renovating yet. Like your ticket sales right now and your alcohol sales are gonna help us keep going. And I was laughing at the sheet. I'm pretty sure you saw it. It said like excuse the dust. We're trying to make Harpos great again or something like that. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, and it was the first time like in a long. I mean, like you go to shows and stuff, and like the smoking sections outside and stuff and all that, and it's cool. But I think it was the first. Well, there's a reason I say it was because the first, I mean, with the way things have been for a while, like that area is outside. Eventually, you go outside during the show at some point, like but
we didn't.
Yeah, but that was what I was getting at. Is that this one it was. Like I don't know, like 5 to like 12:30.
I mean, we had to
inside.
We had to be there at 4,
Yeah.
but we did get to go back outside again after the meeting.
Yeah.
So,
but when the show was going on and stuff, like I mean, there wasn't any re-entry and everything, and it was 6 hours of like you're here, like this is happening, like and just it was.
You know what I never really thought about before too was like how there's different levels. It's so small, but there's different levels in it. So like you can go to a different, like in between bands, you can go to a different level each time and feel like you're kind of somewhere a little different or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, but I fucking love that place so much. I was so happy to see it like that.
When
first
time I went to it, it was that show with I don't remember who else was on it, but it was excuse me, it was Devil Driver and I think the only other band I remember on is Revocation, and it wasn't the greatest, honestly.
Was I with you?
Yeah.
So I've seen Revocation.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You didn't know it, but yeah.
God damn, I did not know that.
God, it was. So I think it was on the Trust No One tour.
So that couldn't have been. Then there's no way that was the one that Medica opened for him.
No, this was way after that.
Really? God, I don't remember that show at all.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I don't remember who else was on it, but yeah, that was the first time, and it. Like the floor wasn't the way that it was. There was like hardly anybody there. It was standing room on like.
I was gonna say, was that the one where like Devil Driver was playing and there was like nobody there?
Yeah. None of the lights were on and stuff. All the bars in the back were just
off.
Yeah.
Like none of the bars worked.
Yeah.
None of the lights worked. Nothing worked. Like
I remember laughing because they like this is kind of the perspective I had of it. Like, and I didn't really expect. Like too much, I guess, this time because the first time, and we've talked about it before, is when we walked into there was a dude behind a like a shielded up like window, like ticket window, and he hands you like a lotto ticket. That was like
a raffle ticket.
Yeah, so that's your ticket. I was like, oh, really? Like
this is a Harpos ticket now.
Yeah,
awesome.
But yeah, to see it, to see it all, like all the lights and stuff.
And we got a real ticket.
Yeah, that was awesome because I wish a lot, when you get will call and stuff, a lot of the time it's just like, I check your ID, they don't really give you anything. But to have that tangible thing. And
Oh,
stuff.
I was so happy.
Yeah,
I was so happy.
I still got it in my wallet. Like
hell
I still.
I was ecstatic.
But yeah, man, like it was seeing just legends, history, man. Like
that package, that lineup package was fucking unbelievable.
Super diverse. Yeah.
Super diverse.
Yeah.
And you know what I want to mention? John Joseph is the lead singer of Cromags. I believe that's his name. I could be wrong.
I think so. Yeah.
I do have it written down here. Hold on one second. Yeah, John Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how old he is.
I would say he's in his like 50s.
Yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
so you're right. Yeah, he's like almost 60.
Yeah.
I think he's like 59.
Yeah.
Dude, I have seen bands in their 20s that he gives them a run for their fucking money.
Yeah.
That man is a machine. I did not it was a few days later and I heard the newest episode one of the newer episodes of the Josta podcast after we were at the show, and I heard Josta say that John Joseph was almost 60. And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
What? Honestly, the one thing that was weird about their set to me was the lighting. Like, they kept the front of the stage dark, like their whole set. I thought that was weird. They didn't have a lot of lights on during their set.
Yeah.
I was like, that's strange. So I couldn't really see them that well. But
I think maybe that was part of the aesthetic of it.
maybe it was on purpose.
Yeah. I think that added a lot to the show to me.
Kinda.
Because during their set, it was really just like, I don't know. I felt like I say it all the time, but I felt like I was kind of back in time a little bit, watching like an old school like punk show.
Dude, but they still have it though.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Like, it was like, now, yeah, like I've never been crazy into punk or like hardcore, you know what I mean? Like, I've never really been that into those music genres, but I've always had a really deep respect for them because, like, you and me both, we grew up at a time with heavy metal after all of the infighting. Like, there's still infighting or in our fucking middle school, high school years, there was the heavy metal emo and then the Slipknot kids and the Juggalos. You know what I mean? There's infighting. Yeah. But now, and even that, like, growing up back then, I didn't know about the infighting besides what I saw in front of me. So I didn't know that like hardcore people and metal people didn't like each other and stuff. Like, I was coming at it as a young kid, looking back on all that and being like even though I'm not as into the hardcore or the punk scenes, I watch videos of those shows and I'm like, oh, that looks like a metal show. Like, they kind of get it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've always had kind of an appreciation for it, and that's why I was really excited to see the Cromags, because of Josta and Randy and all of my favorite lead singers cite John Joseph as a major influence. I wanted to see why, and I saw why. Like,
yeah, them and the Bad Brains always get brought up, and I think they covered the Bad Brains song, so that was sick.
Both the Cromags and the Bad Brains. Like, in terms of my favorite lead singers that I hear talk a lot in interviews and on podcasts, those are those are two major citations every time, and I find that fascinating.
Yeah, it was cool to see. You got like the modern age, like one of my favorite bands personally in the last few years, Fit for an Autopsy.
Yeah, they were fucking.
They right now.
Opened. They opened.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, man. Like, ever since that show, I've been on a Fit for an Autopsy, Obituary, and Hatebreed kick. That's what I've been listening to lately. Fucking yeah, man. Fit for an Autopsy. They're like if Thy Art crossed with Parkway is how I would describe them, because they got a lot of like riffs that I hear a lot in Parkway songs and stuff, but then the movements and stuff are a lot like Thy Art.
Yeah.
So they brought it, man. As for an opener, they did not phone that. No one that night phoned anything in.
Yeah.
Everyone brought their A game. It felt like, and it was incredible.
Well, I think it was all because everybody pretty much understood how big of a
monumental this tour is.
Yeah. And just how
Really
as far as like this stop goes too, because I don't remember the last like big Harpos show that came through.
No, this was probably the biggest Harpos show that's been in close to 10 years.
Yeah.
Close. I don't know exactly, but close. And it's actually pretty cool. I did some research. a little while ago on Harpos, and I found a website that actually has lists all of Harpos past shows, the date, the openers, everything. Like it's almost like a Wikipedia page just for Harpos history, and it was fucking damn, like everyone has played, everyone's played Harpos. Like, oh my god,
it took me, because I was, we went in for the meet and greet stuff, which was awesome, but we get to that. I was kind of looking around at everything and stuff, and like all of a sudden I look up and there's just pictures of everyone that's played there, and like signed stuff, and I was like kind of looking, and pretty much everybody that is anybody,
everyone, all the legends, all of them. Like there's not one that hasn't. There's not from Guns N' Roses to Iron Maiden, from fucking Motorhead to Devil Driver, like you name it, they have played Harpos. It's there's a reason why so many people know its name. There's a reason why Hatebreed filmed their goddamn DVD. Their only live performance there. Yeah. I really wish they would release Live Dominance on a CD. Because I would jam that shit in my car like a motherfucker.
I need to watch that. I mean, I lived it, basically.
Yeah.
But
see, here's the thing that people don't realize about Live Dominance, though, is that A, it was a $5 ticket, and B, I forgot. It was on one day, and then something happened, and they had to reschedule it for like a month or so later. So in that process, it ended up getting oversold. Like for the second, like it was already sold out, and then for the second date, Harpos just kept selling tickets. Yeah. So fucking like that. It was, there were so many people in that building. At Live Dominance, it was I'd never seen anything like it there. So, god damn it was fucking insane. It was so crazy.
And the other band I've been getting into more so after that was Terror.
See, I've seen Terror a bunch of times.
Oh really?
I've never really heard any of their CDs or anything.
Because when Keepers of the Faith came out a couple years, I think it was like almost 10 years ago now, like 2000. I don't know. 2010 maybe. One of their, I don't know, it's not the most recent one, but it's not the oldest. I was pretty into it, and then I realized they put out like 2 or 3 more since then, and they're all just sick.
I mean, yeah, see, that's the thing, is they always bring it live. Like live, I've never ever been disappointed by them. Yeah, they're good.
That was some like, there's certain bands that you watch where you like you feel the shit that's going on the stage and stuff. Yeah. And, like seeing everything is just like, that was one of those bands that like, as I was watching, I was like, yeah, yes, like this is sick. And I've, as times kind of went on, I've gotten more into that kind of style of hardcore and that style of like, it's just the aggression and they are more on the hardcore side of things for sure. Yeah. So I really enjoyed that.
It's like if you take Terror and add a dose of metal, you get Hatebreed.
Pretty much. Pretty well. But seeing like. It was something out of like a movie, kind of like when they were on during like one of their last few songs, like security had to come up because there was people like crawling over each other and then getting up on the stage and like
and there were still 2 bands. There was still Obituary still had to play, and then Hatebreed. Like they weren't even like the supporting act for the headliner. Yeah. Like, people were going ape shit. I mean, when by the end of Fit for an Autopsy set, they had a pit going, and when that happens for an opening band, it's on. Oh yeah. Like it's on. Yeah. Like it's about to go down in here, and I mean, they deserved it. Like every single band earned it that night. They brought their fucking A games to Detroit.
Yeah, man.
Ah.
So I thought I
never wanted it to end. I wanted it to keep going.
To a point, it didn't feel like it was going to. It almost.
Hatebreed played for so long. Yeah. 21 songs, I think.
I gotta. That was one of the things that we were saying, is it didn't feel like super long.
No, it didn't.
When they were on and stuff, but like once, maybe it was because every band that played really like stuck to the time slot and everything, and they didn't really mess around too much during the set. It was really like one song to the other, so maybe that was it. But like I remember, because we the VIP thing, it was
a smooth production for sure. Yeah.
I remember like seeing the set list and stuff after. And I was like, man, they played like 20 songs, like 22 songs.
Didn't feel like
Yeah.
it went by so fast. They were on there for well over an hour, though.
Yeah.
Well over an hour.
I was so happy that they played some of my favorite songs off the new record too.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
yeah. Oh my God. when they fucking had Destroy Everything and To the Threshold. Are you kidding me? I wasn't expecting that. Oh.
What's that?
Looking Down the Barrel of Today.
That one, and I can't remember the name of it. When you go to work tomorrow and you're sore as shit and your boss is giving you hell, like, today is not the fucking day. Yeah, I can't remember what the name of that song is, but that song gets me so like.
Today is not the fucking day.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, that shit had me going so crazy, dude.
Let's see what it's called.
Oh my God. Defeatist? That's not Defeatist. Defeatist. So.
7 Enemies, I think.
Let that one lyric. Oh my God. All right. We gotta stop. I don't know if YouTube will get mad at that or not, but Jesus.
Like that's a song that I've played so many times, like over the last couple months.
And I love my job. Like my boss and I are like friends, but like it's not even. It's about people. You know, everything. Like God, it's so fucking awesome. It was such a good show.
That was the first time that I'd seen them since the time they played Mayhem Fest. So that
Wow. See, I saw them last year at the shop.
Yeah.
Always a great show at the shop. But this, with the package and being at Harpos, this was just monumental. And I'm just so happy we went. I'm so happy we did the VIP thing. They were like, it's only the second time I've ever done a VIP thing. And, you know, I've done the thing where, like at Mayhem and stuff, where you meet the band at the table and everything, and it's cool. But, you know, they actually like, you know, were into it. They felt like they were happy to be there. They wanted to talk to us and stuff like that. And that was so, like, it's special, you know what I mean? Like, when, you know, yeah, it was just fucking awesome. It was a great experience.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes, I don't know. Like, I don't mean to, like, you can, well, I don't know, I guess, and I guess from a band standpoint, like, sometimes you can kind of see, like, you know, sometimes it's like the meet and greet stuff is a little awkward, like in times, like you know, I mean, it always kind of is because you don't know like who you're talking to, and at the same time, like it's a really quick exchange, like it's like less than a minute of talk, you know, and you gotta like try. I mean, at least for me, you gotta try to not like. Oh yeah, you gotta try to keep your composure. Stay, like and that's, but I don't know, at the same time, I feel that way about everybody. I choke. Inspired by, you know, I straight up choke too. Like the fucking lead singer of Goat Whore was walking around Max all night, and I couldn't get up the nerve to go up to him and say something. Like I just choked. Like sometimes you do. Every time I choked when I met Neil Adams, the guy who like invented Man Bad. I choked when I met Alexi. All I could come up with was "I love the new album" instead of "I worship you." Like. You don't understand. You're my Randy Rhoads, bro. Like, and like Jasta. At least I was happy that I at least got out. Fucking, I listened to every episode of the podcast. Like, but I wanted to say I listened to every episode of the podcast. I was at Live Dominance. I fucking have every album. The new D. Snyder album was my favorite album last year. Like, oh my God, I fucking love you so much, man. Like, you have no idea what you mean. And but at least I was like, I love the podcast. Like, I choke every time. I'm such a fucking, It's, I don't know. You never get used to it, really. Because it's, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, it's all, you know, we're all just people. You know, we're all just musicians or, you know, other people. We all take shits or whatever. Yeah. But at the same time, like, you know, in between shits, he cuts amazing songs. Like, God. That was, I've had many, I still don't know how to handle it. Goosebumps, like every day too. Like every time you hear what, there's nothing else like that. There's nothing else like a song that'll give you goosebumps and you've heard it 10,000 times.
Even movies like aren't always like that. Like,
yeah, a lot of times I watch a movie like I've seen it once and it's like, all right,
yeah,
like, I
it's
get
gonna
it,
be a
like-
while before I see it again. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. I mean, Obituary, Terror, Cromags.
Obituary
like,
was amazing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they were just. I mean, because I'd known about them for a long time when I first started getting into like death metal and stuff, like early stuff, and just knowing, just the impact they had and how much they've influenced like
Yeah.
the state of actual
I mean, if there were a death metal Hall of Fame, they'd be in it.
Yeah.
They'd have to be. Yeah, they are legends of the genre.
They have
without question.
riffs too.
Oh
man.
my god, it's riff
Like-
fucking sick.
Like there was,
Oh.
and like his vocals sound even better live than they do.
Yeah.
I think on the recordings.
I agree.
But I
I
mean, at
agree.
the same time, like that's it's just kind of the time as
Yeah,
far as the
that
the
too.
recordings and stuff. So
I mean, shit, when they were recording death metal in the late 80s, they didn't have the shit, like, to record it with. They didn't know.
yeah,
Well, they knew, but it was a lot harder.
just his highs and just like just the way it fits the music, and like every so often they just have like this slow like almost breakdown to like today's standards, but like just like this groove, I guess.
Yeah.
It was just like fuck
Yeah.
like
That's the thing is most of what you'd have to say by today's stand, there's so much in their songs that I'm like, oh my god, so many people copy. I feel like copied you guys. Like,
yeah.
you guys are owed some sandwiches. You guys really were pioneers. Like at the gates when I first got into them, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes from. Like pioneers. So you loved the show.
Oh man, like I said, I'm still like
Yeah.
it's
I wish it was still happening. Literally right now.
it was an inspiration to me, really, like just seeing all that happen and go down and stuff.
Keep going 1 second.
So
Yeah, dude. Like, unreal. Like you said, in a fucking inspiration.
like every so often you go to something that like I mean how
It lights the fire back up.
yeah, like sometimes you go to different shows and stuff to see bands and you're like, oh, that was cool, like that was sweet or whatever, like but then there's times where like like I was saying, maybe it was just like the timing of it and like how long we were there and stuff and like what we were witnessing and like seeing and stuff, like walking away from that. And then I remember saying when we were getting like food or whatever, it was like, and to me, like the weirdest thing about just going to any show really, but like stuff like this and like all day festivals, like I remember saying like it feels like you're coming back from war or
Yeah.
something, or like
Yeah.
you're just on a different planet, and then all of a sudden it's just you're sitting there and it's just like normal
Immediately
shit.
back to real life.
Regular, yeah. Like
yeah, I mean,
no-
imagine what it's like for them. Like, they play the show and then they have to get on a quiet bus.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
everybody, it's, Michael Scott said it in The Office, post-show blues. Like,
oh yeah.
because you're on such a fucking high.
Mm.
Oh, my God. Like,
It's the same way with like playing shows and stuff too. Kind of
Yeah.
the same thing. Like sometimes when it goes really well, like super well, and like everything is just like hitting right, like every band is just sick, and then all of a sudden like that's it. You're like, all right, well, what do we do now?
Yeah.
like,
oh, my God.
so
Like, you just wish it could be every day. You
Yeah.
just wish that, because for people like us, for metalheads, like, and that's home. That's fucking home. In a dingy, dark club. Fucking everyone's in black. And there's just loud amps in the face. And it's just, man.
for
Everyone gets it there.
for the record, that was probably one of the loudest shows I've been to in a long time. Maybe it was because
I'm glad I had my earplugs.
Yeah, I had to improvise, but
In the most meta way possible.
yeah, I mean, and that was the thing is, I don't know, like when you got nothing, when you have nothing else and you're desperate, like sometimes the dumb stuff is what works the best. And like,
Tell the people what you did.
I mean, pro tip, man, like And especially like being a drummer, you know, like
Yeah,
you know, that's the because you can't move away from anything, so you're just kind of like, so you know, you take a little bit of paper towel or some like you know toilet tissue or whatever, and you just fucking wad it up, and you know, that's it, man. Like and it works too.
Wad that shit in your ears, motherfuckers.
You look fucking
like a man, like a trooper.
You look weird as fuck, and like, but it's, at the end of the day, like when we walked out of that bitch, I could hear fine. So
yeah, me too.
Like, I did not regret it at all, and like I've been scared a couple of times. Like we talked about it.
Oh, dude, it's not that I was like ever like against earplugs, but if I saw someone in the crowd wearing earplugs, I'd be like, look at this fucking pussy ass bitch over here.
Fucking
like,
10-ply.
What the fuck is that? Your fucking earplugs. We're at a fucking metal concert. But then, you know, whatever. I didn't really care that much one way or the other.
Yeah.
And you know, I've been front row enough shows to know the bands all have earplugs and they should. Like they're on the stage every fucking night.
Yeah.
But after that fucking Cannibal show at the Intersection last November, I am pretty confident I blew out an eardrum. I'm pretty confident that happened. And I never got diagnosed, but I also don't feel like I've experienced any hearing loss. Like everything now is fine. But yeah, ever since then, I'm like, all right, maybe it's time to start taking precautions.
Yeah.
Because also the other thing too is at that show, now granted, I hadn't been to the Intersection in a little while, but all the other times I'd been to the Intersection, I don't remember going to the bathroom and the fucking toilets rattling. Like, I feel like that shit was louder than normal. Like, it was fucking crazy loud. So, yeah, like, you know, and that was always the other thing too. I'm gonna headbang, and I'm gonna move. I'm gonna jump. These things are involuntary. I cannot help myself. Like every time I tell myself, all right, I'm gonna take it easy at this show tonight. I gotta work early in the morning, and we need to make sure we're okay. By the time the headline is on, fuck you, motherfucker! We're going in the pit tonight.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, and yeah, that's what happens every fucking time. So if I'm gonna have earplugs in, either they're gonna fall out or they're gonna handle it.
Yeah.
You know, nothing's gonna impede what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I found ones that work. I just went to Guitar Center, found some nice little earplugs that nobody notices. Because I mean, I got the long hair, so it helps. But you know, they're not like connected by a wire or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I don't know. Like I kind of look at it from a longevity standpoint.
Exactly. That's
And it like it's happened to me on a couple of different occasions as far as like that feeling of like it almost feels like there's just water in your ears, but there's not.
Yep.
And like I've only had that like one or two times, but it's been enough for me to be like, all right, maybe I should do like
the water in your ears feeling damn like that. Used to happen to me after almost every show.
Yeah.
Like that's happened to me a million times.
But I was talking
when
about
I actually got like pain.
Yeah.
Like that was a different. Nothing had ever hurt before, and something was hurting now.
Yeah.
That's weird. Like, that freaked me out a little bit. But everything's fine now. It's good. So.
Yeah.
But and I was also like, you know what? I've been going to concerts for 15 years. If I blew out an eardrum at a Cannibal Corpse concert, I'm down with that.
I mean,
like, okay, that's okay. That's okay. That's a good story. Like, yeah, Cannibal Corpse blew out my fucking eardrum, bro. They're the greatest. Go see them right now. They are the ones. But yeah, fucking, yeah, you know, it's longevity definitely, and yeah, like it's like I got, you know, I need my metal. I can't not be able to hear my metal. So
yeah. Well, and you know, it was, I don't know.
And it's only really for inside shows. Like at like DT Pine Knob DT, I'm not gonna have fucking earplugs in outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's only for inside shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It really kind of depends. It's like, and even like we were about as close. Like I mean, as far as like when Hatebreed went on, I was at the wall.
We were front row.
Next
We
to
were
the,
front row.
yeah, next to the speaker and stuff.
Without question. Yeah, we were on top of the speakers.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah.
And
we were closer to the speakers than the band.
Yeah.
So,
pretty much. Yeah. I mean, that's the problem is, you know, you get in these points and stuff, and like maybe that was the one problem that I had, and that's just kind of the way that the stage is set up. But like I felt like I could see like half of what was going on. And I feel like maybe I could have got a little more out of the show if I was standing, you know, back a little bit.
That's just Harpos.
Yeah.
Harpos has an unusually tall stage for what it is, and well, it's because it used to be a theater. And there used to be, where we were standing in the pit, there used to be seats there, I think.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
yeah. So it was, or maybe that was the orchestra pit. I can't remember.
That would make a little bit more sense.
Yeah. I think that was the orchestra pit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it, you know, but to be honest, when we first walked down to the main part, I was like I know what it is. I know I'm taller, but that stage feels smaller than it used to.
Yeah.
It used to feel giant to me.
Yeah.
Now it's about like almost like neck level, like almost.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It was. I don't really have much else to add to it. It's just like, I don't know. So sometimes like being up front isn't the greatest because you can't really get like a scope of everything, and a lot of times like
it's true.
You know, you can't really hear everything because like for
it's true.
For half the set, I couldn't really I felt like I couldn't really hear Josta too much.
Interesting.
So
I don't remember having that issue, but I don't know. Yeah, I definitely had that. I've had that issue before, like especially back when like I first started going to Lamb of God shows. I felt like Randy's mic was never loud enough.
Yeah,
it used to always piss me off. But the shows were always still good. So
yeah,
but yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to talk to you for a minute about the fucking your take on the Hatebreed show, because you know, yeah, it was monumental. It's one of the best. Honestly, it is the best show I've been to since Slayer last year. Since Slayer Lamb of God last year, front row for that, inside. Yeah, like since then, that's the best show I've seen for sure. And that includes a lot of bands. Not to say that any of those other shows weren't good, but this one just had a lot of special going on with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this one had like historic things going on with it. So
I don't really know what I could compare it to. I don't remember the last. Maybe that Behemoth show probably.
That was a really good
pretty
show.
Close.
Really
just because it was them and At the Gates and stuff.
At the Gates was so fucking good.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next topic. Okay. So, first of all, I've already been disappointed. It really hurt this year by the fact that Iron Maiden isn't coming to Michigan. And not only are they not coming to Michigan, nowhere that like is close enough for me to drive. Every venue is a pavilion. None of them have like a general admission pit right up front, which is what I want. So that bummed me out a lot, of course, because I was really looking forward to this Legacy of the Beast tour. Like I knew it was in Europe. I knew I was following it all last year. I knew it was going to come to the U.S. And I was like, please come to fucking Michigan. And then they didn't. And I'm really bummed out by that. But then, and now I've talked about this before, but I'm going to talk about it again. Okay, let me explain something to you. I have a white whale. Okay? I have a white whale out there that I've tried to go to this band's shows for 11 years, Aaron. 11 years. And they have evaded me. At this point, they have evaded me. Every fucking
personal.
time. It is fucking personal now. Oh my God, it's so personal now. Okay, one of my all-time favorite bands. If I were to make a top 10, top 15, they'd be in there. Arch fucking Enemy. I fucking love Arch Enemy. All right, Angela Gossow is one of my all-time favorite vocalists ever. And I worship them. I love Arch Enemy. And even though I wasn't on the bandwagon when Angelo Gassau left the band, and so did the other guitarist, the other brother, I didn't get right on the bandwagon right away. But in the past year, I've come around. I'm like, you know what? Elisa's really good. I like it, and I still like the music. I've got the albums, you know what I mean? I've come around definitely, and I've never stopped wanting to see them. First time that since I was like really into them that they came, not at a festival, like headline show, was the same night as my high school prom. So I made the fucking stupidest decision of my life to go to prom instead of the Arch Enemy show. I think it was at the Majestic.
You remember who else was on it?
Nope.
No.
No, I don't. But I'm pretty sure it was the Revolution Begins tour. Which, dude, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. Yeah, look it up. Look, you know what? I'll look it up right here. Let's do this right now. Arch Enemy tour. It would have been. It had to have been 2008. What's going on with this fucking shit? Come on, work, motherfucker, work. God damn it. Yeah, maybe you should do it on your phone. This computer's fucking up right now.
There you
go. But yeah, so that was the first time I should have gone to see them and didn't. And since then, there's been a couple times where they were gonna come and they canceled, and they like literally a few times where that happened. Like, they haven't been to fucking Michigan very much at all. And so then they were going to come last October. Aaron, I had the ticket in my hand.
I remember.
I purchased it and was holding it. I have the ticket right here.
It's like a golden ticket, man.
This golden ticket for the machine shop. But the machine shop makes the coolest tickets out there because they actually have a picture. Like, it's not like any other ticket. There's a picture of the band on it and everything. It's cool as fuck. Look at it. It's right there.
It was with Goat Horror and...
Oh, my God.
No, not that. The Revolution tour with the last one you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah. The one that got canceled was with Goat Horror, yeah. But...
I'm still trying to find that.
But I had the ticket in my hand, and then they canceled it. Said, sorry, America, we're not coming. But we will be back. We promise you we're just going to reschedule. That's what they said.
What year would that have been?
It had to have been 2008, because that's when my prom was. I'm like 99% sure. But they canceled the show last year, and they promised to reschedule. And now they still haven't rescheduled anything in Michigan, and now they release this. Now they're on this incredible, unbelievable tour with Amon Amarth. Amon Amarth has announced they're headlining North American Berserker tour for the new album, in support of the new album in September and October, with supporting acts Arch fucking Enemy and At the Fucking Gates. Are you kidding me?
Yup.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God. That is a bill. Ugh. What is going on this year? We're getting these, like, it's like now that all the touring festivals are gone, we're getting these insane packages on these tours.
Yeah.
And fucking not coming to Michigan.
Yeah.
Arch Enemy.
And it's been cool to see, because that's I think all those bands are Swedish, aren't they? For the most part.
Is Amon Amarth?
Not that it matters. Oh, they might be.
I don't know where Amon Amarth's from, but I know that Arch Enemy is Swedish, and At the Gates, yeah. I believe At the Gates. I actually don't know that for sure.
Yeah, I think they are.
They are
from Gothenburg. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, I don't know if they're from there, but they're like, I think I usually hear they're associated with them. But yeah, the only thing I could say is that I don't think that
deep breaths,
because you know, the band doesn't really choose the.
I know.
And-
It's not. I know. But, oh my God. Look, Arch Enemy, if you hear this, tell your people. I just want to see you play live once. I've been trying for so many years. Like, please. Why did you not come back to Michigan on this tour? This is, oh my, it would sell out in a heartbeat here. You had it on Harpos, for Christ's sake. Like, I don't know. I'm praying that maybe they do some off dates, you know, something, you know, I don't know, but God damn it, what a fucking tour, man.
Yeah.
What a tour.
Yeah, I saw that. And I was pretty excited about it, but then, you know.
Dude, when I saw that pop up, I made an audible noise. I was at work and I went, ah! Like, I made an audible noise. Like, could not believe that. Are you fucking kidding me? These are some of my favorite bands. And they're touring together.
There's nothing worse than when you see something come up like that and, like, it kind of sinks in your chest a little bit when you reach the end of it and there's not a single date on there.
Dude,
and you're like,
dude.
What?
Dude.
That's happened a few times.
There is a specific feel. It's almost like getting dumped. Like, it's almost like or like when your car breaks down. Just like that defeated. Game over.
Yeah.
You killed him. Like, done. Oh my God. Fucking, oh, I hate that feeling so much. Oh, I wanted to go to that show so bad, but God damn it, anyone who that show is coming close to, do not miss it, because that is one for the books. I promise you it'll be one for the books. At least we get to see him open for Slayer.
Yeah, man. I've always been, because I think, I don't know, I have one or two of their live DVDs and stuff, and every time I watch it, it's like, kind of gets me. Like,
who, Amon Amarth?
No, Arch Enemy.
Enemy?
Them too, but yeah. And even though, like, I don't know, I'm still not super crazy about like the new change and stuff. Mostly, I mean, nothing against her or anything. I feel like their sound is kind of taking on a different sort of dynamic.
It's different for sure. Like, that's why it took me a while to come around.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not quite as like driving like melodic death metal. It's more like anthemic kind of like modernized.
Actually, yeah, that's a really good way to put it. It's still really good.
Yeah.
I definitely don't like it as much as the older stuff, but like, I also try not to compare it all the time. It's a different band at this point.
Yeah.
They've got so many different members. Like, of course it's gonna sound different. Doesn't mean it's bad just because it's not. I don't like it as much.
I'm trying to think of another band that's like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's tough.
It's
kind of tough because not a lot of bands survive after a lead singer change.
Yeah, quite the same way anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to make a plea to Arch Enemy to come to Michigan, please. God damn it. I've been trying to see them for so long. Oh well. All right. It does bum me out. Like, on a serious note, like, they did cancel a tour last year and say they were going to reschedule their dates, and now they're opening for Amon Amarth on their tour on the exact same dates that their tour was on last year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I mean, come on. Like, that's...
Well, that was... Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess the only point I could make was that was their headliner. So it's not technically...
Yeah, it was Arch Enemy's headliner. Yeah, they were headlining with Goat. Well, Goat Horror was opening for them, yeah.
Yeah.
I was excited as fuck to see Goat Horror again. Like, we had just seen them headline.
Yeah.
Like, so, that is kind of like, come on. Like, you should still probably reschedule those headlining dates. Like, people bought tickets to come see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I know it's not them. It's not them. It's not the band. It's whoever works. They're a machine. You know what I mean? They're huge. Like, I get it.
So. I guess maybe the last time that they did come through, and I don't even know if this hit Michigan or not, but they were on the Summer Slaughter, 2015. Yeah, they were headlining, and it was with a bunch of, I don't know. This is a pretty weird lineup. Born of Osiris, Veil, Maya, Acacia Strain, Obscura, After the Burial.
There were probably a few times that they came, maybe in 2014, 15, 16, where I may have missed it. Mm. I was kind of out of the game a little bit back then, full disclosure. But yeah, and I was also disenchanted because Angela was gone. So I hadn't gotten into the new lineup yet. At all. In the last year or two, I definitely have. But back then, I probably was a little like, yeah, but it's not the one I wanted to see. You know what I mean?
No. That's always tough.
But I was dumb. That's also fucking stupid. Because I should have been like, oh, well, they're still all going to play Angela. They don't have any new songs yet. They got maybe one album of new songs. They're not going to play the album top to bottom. They're going to play a lot of Angela's songs. And I still am going to get to see those. And even now when they tour, they still play a lot of those old songs. So, like Flock of Flesh and fucking, wait, is Flock of Flesh? No, Flock of Flesh isn't theirs. No, I'm thinking of Ravenous. And Revolution Begins and, all the stuff I want to fucking see. Man, they still play all of it, so
2017.
I was just being an idiot.
Oh, like I kind of had that same thought because remember when CJ left temporarily from Thy Art?
Honestly, no, because I'm not that. I just got into Thy Art recently, so I'm not that familiar with their history.
Well, it was shortly.
Who is CJ?
CJ is the singer from CJ. I don't know how.
He's the singer of Thy Art?
Yeah. Okay. He's the main. I think the only. Well, except for like their early EP, and I might even be wrong about that. He's
on
that.
Hate in Holy Wars.
Yeah. Okay. It was just after they released Holy War. I think, or no. Well, yeah, because when I saw it was on the Coffin Dragger tour.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god.
On the one hand, I was like, when that was like. I think either like just after he left or like it had been a little while. I think they'd done a few tours with the replacement vocalists and stuff. And I was like, I still I'll go because I really liked just the band and like the I don't know, just the release and everything, like all their songs and stuff. But it was more so like the package that I went for because it was them, it was Dark Sermon. Ooh. It was the last time I ever got to see them, and I was psyched as fuck.
They were one of your white whales.
No, I saw them like twice.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
So I saw them once at Max. I saw them once at.
Oh my god.
At the Loft, and then.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I hit both of them like twice.
Jesus.
And both times it was sick, but it was them. Rings of Saturn, who were.
I like Rings of Saturn.
Yeah.
I'd want to see them.
Yeah. I mean,
not that good live though.
Yeah, kind of boring. I don't know. Like I don't know. Like they're a really technical band.
They're so fucking technical. You can't move around that much.
Yeah. But I don't know. I still because that was when Lugal Kian came out. Or like when they were supporting that. I don't think their new album came out yet, but I was into that. And then Fit for an Autopsy was on that show too.
Oh my god.
So I was into them when Hellbound was out, and I didn't really hear too much from the new singer. Which was the next
the guy that's on it now.
Yeah, Absolute Hope.
The guy we just met at that show. Yeah.
And so
it was super nice.
Yeah.
Really cool.
And so kind of like and then it was Thy Art, and like it didn't really. And I'm glad we're actually seeing him with Architects in a couple months because like that's what I've been trying to see forever because I haven't ever seen him with with CJ and stuff like the original lineup and stuff, and I guess they're better than ever.
So you haven't seen them with the main singer?
Yeah, not with.
So wait a minute. The replacement singer was the guy that's now in Fit for an Autopsy. Is that what you said?
No, I was saying because all right. So yeah, I kind of jumped around a little bit. Yeah, he's the singer for Fit for an Autopsy. Before it was Nate Johnson.
So the one on the first two albums.
Who's on? Yeah.
He was the replacement singer.
Process of Human Extermination or something like that, and then Hellbound.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, Absolute Hope was Joe Bad.
The new singer for Fit for an Autopsy. But which one replaced CJ?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
You don't know who was singing that when you saw him?
Because he wasn't on like an album or a recording. He was just a replacement for him. And he was from a different band that was kind of like in that same like genre, I guess.
So you saw Thy Art with a mystery singer, pretty much. Like you couldn't even say who it was. That's crazy. Well, but how did he do that? Like, did he sound?
I mean, like, see, all right, like, for anybody to have to cover that spot, and like to me,
dude, are you kidding me? Like that guy's voice is.
Yeah, like to me,
I don't know if it's production that does that, but it sounds fucking crazy.
Yeah, like to me, he is one of my favorite. Like, you know, he's up there with like Phil Bozeman from Whitechapel.
Oh yeah,
like,
oh my God, absolutely. He's up there with Phil. He's up there with Trevor. He's up there. I love him.
Yeah, and so to have to, maybe they'll tell you right there.
Is that it?
No, because this was after Holy War.
Touring,
drums, former touring musicians, vocals. I guess they had a few.
3 actually. Nick Arthur. I can't even read those. Monty Bernard and Lochain Watt? I can't even read those. Too far away. But it was probably one of them then, right?
Yeah.
One of these. What year? Do you know what year? What tour was it? Coffin Dragger tour?
Yeah.
Well, Holy Wars came out in 2015, I think. So, and that's that song. So yeah, you probably.
It's 2016.
So yeah, all 3 of them toured with them in 2016. Literally all their all 3 of them. So yeah, you kind of did have a mystery singer. Yeah. Because I can't even click on any of their names. Like I don't know who they are. That's crazy.
But yeah, what I was saying is to have to. You know, when that first came out, I had thought honestly that maybe that was. Let me see, because that kind of looks like the guy.
That's crazy though. Were they headlining?
2.
Thy Art.
Yeah, it was their tour. It was their headliner.
So, oh my God.
So,
I'd like to see a documentary of this. So, in the middle of their headlining tour, they had to replace their lead singer?
I think it was, and I could be wrong about this, but I think it was before that tour, because he had left, and I remember it was kind of a weird situation. They kind of left it a little bit like quiet, I guess, because I think that he was still interested in being in the band and everything. I just think that it was more of like I think he was trying to get sober, really.
Oh, okay.
He was dealing with a lot of that, and that was just what I heard, like what I was reading and stuff. So I think that he had intentions of coming back, but I think it was still kind of up in the air at the time. And I don't know, to me, like it was cool to see the band, like, you know, and like, you know, them play the songs and stuff, but you know, and he, you know, from what I remember, like the guy that was covering for him did it was a pretty solid job. But I mean, they had a pretty different style, I think. And, you know, that was why when they came back and then they put out Dear Desolation, I was like, all right, it's on. Like, eventually they're going to come around here and stuff. And then they're coming through with Architects. Like, fuck. Like,
I'm excited for that.
You know, so, yeah. But I'm, you know, it was cool, but it was just different, I guess. Like, you know, and it's kind of the same thing with the Arch Enemy thing. Like, you know, you still want to see it because you enjoy the music and you appreciate it for what it is, and the fact that it's even happening is cool as fuck.
Exactly.
And I wasn't gonna miss that tour lineup because like those were three or four of the biggest bands that were going at the time.
Oh my God,
and still are. You know.
Oh my God. Arch Enemy, please.
So yeah, I get what you're saying. Like
see,
I'm sure it was the same when Bon Scott, you know, when it was AC/DC. I mean, I guess it was a little different because that was kind of a crazy.
They replaced Bon Scott dies, and then they come out with their biggest selling album after he dies.
But I mean, you gotta imagine there were people that were like,
oh yeah,
I don't know.
Well, I think it's more relatable to like when Dio replaced Ozzy.
Okay, maybe yeah, that was a little better.
Because when Dio
nobody had to die
Ozzy,
for that to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, that was crazy. So, but
it's hard, man. Like and that's one of those things. It's like you don't want to be like the fair weather kind of fan. It's like but it's not the same. But at the same time, like that's kind of what you were into. That's what got you. You know,
that's what got me here.
Yeah,
that's what got me here.
It's like if somebody were to take Randy's place in the Lamb of God.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, man. Like I'll probably still see it. Like given but
if everyone else is still in it, then yeah, I still want to support that band. But
and it's also, I mean, I guess you could say the same about any like replacing member, because there's been times when and perfect example as Black Dahlia, like they've had multiple different like guitarist changes and drummer changes and stuff, and when that happens, a lot of times like the overall sound changes and stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean even with Bodum,
yeah,
you know what I mean, yeah.
So it could be better or worse. Like fortunately, they were able to do above and beyond what they were doing when they replaced. It always seems with every change,
with Dahlia, yeah,
it seems like it moves in they step it up. So even though like I still
fucked me up a little bit, the idea of Randy not being in the God, like that freaks me out. That could never happen. Well,
I mean, there was a time when it was a real possibility, honestly.
Not
maybe. Well, I mean,
I didn't know that Chris Adler got like in a motorcycle accident.
Yeah, I didn't either for a little while.
Yeah, I didn't know that for a while. So
I don't know. I can respect that kind of side of it though, kind of keeping things quiet.
Oh yeah, and definitely.
They seem to be a band that really, they don't really like to air out the negatives and stuff. They like to keep everything really close to.
But at the same time, like from a fan perspective, like Chris Adler is one of my favorite all time. Like there's not many bands whose individual members' careers I follow. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Lamb of God is one of those bands for sure. I love Mark Morton and I love Chris Adler and all the rest of them. But so as a fan, you know what I mean? Like Art Cruz just replaced. Like why? You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of questions. Like what's going on? Yeah. I know it's not like we're kicking him out. I know it's nothing. I know not nothing like that. But like it's nice to. I hope he's okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like now I hope he's getting better and stuff. Especially since he was on like with Megadeth and everything. Like that was fucking awesome. Like,
yeah, isn't he on the next album that's coming out too?
I think with Megadeth.
Yeah.
I think I don't know for sure. I have to look that up.
I didn't listen to the one that he was on last just because I don't know. I kind of fell out of interest with Megadeth.
I fell off with Megadeth. Yep, I did too. But it's been so long now that I want to see them again. Next time they come, I'd definitely go. No. But like for a minute there, like he was like going on rants and stuff like during the show. Like I heard one review of a show that said like he almost talked more than played songs and just ranting about political stuff.
Yeah.
And that was just like a show that like I think it was like it was some festival, but it wasn't Gigantor. It was some festival where like none of the other bands I was interested in, so I didn't go. And but when every time I've seen Megadeth, every time on the Big 3 tour with Anthrax and Slayer, fucking with Heaven and Hell, fucking all Black Sabbath with Dio, fucking Gigantors. Every time I've seen Megadeth, in between songs, Dave Mustaine will literally say, "I know what you guys are here for, the fucking metal," and then just play. Like he never talked ever.
Yeah.
So, like, for him to like go on rants and stuff was very strange for me to hear that. But yeah, I fuck it. But now, like, it's been a long time since I've seen them, so I really want to see them again now.
I just like it's. It's like I think the music is sick, but it's just his style of vocal that just kind of like.
Oh, I love his vocals.
It's I can't like, especially like the earlier.
But it was bad.
like the early stuff, especially like it just sounds really like I don't know. I just can't get behind it. Like it's
Fucking love it.
It's so like adolescent sounding. Like
See, to me, it's fucking hard as shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, it was because that Megadeth was one of the first ones for me. Like, they were, you know, one of the first ones I really fell in love with because, you know, it's kind of like because I was like when I was younger, I was way more political than I am now, and you know. Even though it came out many, many years before, the fact that an album like Peace Sells was still relevant to me in the early 2000s, I, you know, really got it. And then they came out with The System Has Failed. Oh, I fucking loved that album.
Yeah.
Oh, I still do. Scorpion, Kick the Chair, fucking Blackmail the Universe. Oh, dude, I was like, you're talking to me. I loved it. And
I guess, yeah, I don't know. I guess like there are, you know, the staple albums and stuff and the songs that you hear all the time. Like what's the song? What's the album? It's like a dude standing in a cell. I can't remember what the name of it is.
Rest in Peace? Yeah.
Is it?
That's Rest in Peace, yeah. Or no. Sorry. That's oh my god, that's like Crypt. It's
not Countdown to Extinction, is it?
Ooh, hold on, I got it right here. Hold on. I know that's it might, yeah, I think it is. Maybe not. But I think, isn't that the one with Symphony on it?
Yeah. Whatever.
Sweating Bullets, Countdown to Extinction.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever. Yeah.
Skin on My Teeth, Symphony of Destruction, Architecture of Aggression, Foreclosure of a Dream, Sweating Bullets, This Is My Life, Countdown to Extinction, High Speed Dirt, Psychotron, Captive Honor. Oh my god.
Yeah.
This album.
Like that one and
Jesus Christ.
That one, Peace Sells, I like.
Love
and
Peace Sells.
You know, Holy War, like the, you know, the staple albums and stuff. But everything else, like, and even, I don't know, like there was some good shit on Endgame too that I really liked.
I love United Abominations too.
Yeah, I didn't really listen to that
Sleepwalker, Washington is next, and then that's the one they did with the Gears of War.
Yeah.
And that's the new version of A Tout Le Monde with Christina Scabia. Yeah, which was actually a pretty good version. They like sped it up a little with the female vocals. I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, rest in peace. And then also they have one of the greatest live albums ever to me. One of my favorites is that Live in Buenos Aires or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking love that live album.
I'll check that out.
Love that. It's called That One Night, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. I kind of see
oh
the
my
cover
god,
of it.
Yeah, it's just like him, but he's like in mid headbang, so you don't even see his face. It's just hair.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I could definitely appreciate what they did for metal and what they, you know, and like the staple albums and stuff, but like I just can't get into them as much as I used to,
you know,
and stuff. Like,
you know, that's perfectly fine. You know, I get it because
same thing with Metallica too.
I mean, especially like that's the fucking wonderful thing about metal. Is everyone has their own pathway into it.
Yeah.
And my pathway was like I am a member of the very last generation that can remember all the videos on VH1 and MTV and fucking like that whole thing. And like me and Preston on VH1 Classic, they used to have this thing and it started at 3 a.m. And me and Preston would stay up until 3 a.m. to watch Metal Mania. And it was like a 2-hour block from 3 to 5 a.m. of heavy metal, like 80s metal videos. Yeah. Everything.
They still got that.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
It's on like a digital channel.
Right I love Metal Mania. Fucking loved that, dude.
One of my favorite things, and I don't know, we may have touched on it before, whatever. I think it was Wasp, I think was playing. It was I Want to Be Somebody or something like that.
All right.
That video. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but like
probably.
It's like, you know, for like the 80s and stuff, like that was the fucking look, man. Like they had like it was the fire and the smoke machines and like I think their bass player had like these crazy like things with like fake saw blades on them and stuff, and like the blood and this like the spit and blood and everything. Like, but like I was sitting there watching it, I was like, dude, like that would never pass today.
People don't even make fucking videos anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Nobody's
look.
the like the guitar thing where both the guitar players are doing this weird
like they got guns.
Yeah.
Like they're holding the guitar like it's a gun. Like,
yeah.
like, oh man. And I know. Like during the 80s, there's a reason why heavy metal became the most popular music in the world. It was super fucking produced, and fucking the producers essentially were like, all right, this is what we want. The record companies got involved. That's what I'm trying to say. The fucking record companies got involved, found a product they wanted to push, and got as many things as they could to push it. So essentially it became the most popular music in the world because the record companies wanted it to. Just like now, it's not even different now. Everything that they push, everything that's big, is because they want it to be big. You know what I mean? They're putting all the money behind it and all that shit.
Yeah.
So, fucking, I get it, but at the same time, it was metal's turn in that spotlight.
Yeah.
And there's no denying that they metal videos that there used to be, like, they fucked around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. And then I'll even give it to like Manson and 9 Inch Nails. Like, they kind of kept it going. Zombie's very fucking good. Like, they all like did their thing and everything, but those 80s ones with Metal Mania, like I was saying, that's what got me. Like the 80s metal is what fucking got me into metal to begin with. And it wasn't just, it was all of it. It was the hair, it was the thrash, it was fucking the Ozzy, it was all of it. And so, but you didn't take that same path into metal. So I totally understand like not being as connected to the older bands as I am. Like, absolutely.
To me, I think, I don't know. It was more like I think at first it was probably more like Slayer, and like bands like that, and like the the faster stuff, and then I think it was I don't know. Pretty sure, like you said, we probably talked about it, but I think it was because I was more so into like the metalcore kind of thing,
right? Yeah.
Aside from everybody, emo phase, whatever. Like there were some good bands. Shut up. Like,
no. But listen though, I wanted to actually make a point about emo real quick. Is think about emo for a minute compared to metal. Here's the thing.
You're treading some shaky
No.
territory. Here.
I just want to point something out. Just a lot like grunge. I guess I'm trying to make the same point that Jack Black, Tenacious D, made in the Metal song. You don't really know anyone that's like emo anymore.
Not really.
Because they grew out of it.
Yeah.
It was something to grow out of.
Yeah.
Whereas metal is something that once it's in your blood, it's there forever.
Yeah.
So I quote it all the time, Rob Zombie from Metal Headbangers Journey. Yeah, I've never met the guy that was into Slayer for one summer. I met the guy that had Slayer carved into his chest. Like, I met that guy. Like, that's what fucking metal is. Like,
yeah, to me, like, I don't know. I just
thought about that the other day. I was like, everyone grew out of emo. Thought about that.
Well, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know what there could be something else completely.
But at the same time, I can't even, because for like people like you, it was a bridge. To metal.
Yeah. Because there were some heavy elements to it. Like there were some, I mean,
that's what pissed all us metalheads off, is it people calling us emo.
Yeah.
No, I'm not fucking emo. I'm a fucking metalhead. Yeah. Go fuck yourself. Like, what are you talking about? What is this emo? I don't even know what this is.
So, like, seeing like, the 80s, like the, 90s and 80s bands and stuff, like, to me, for the longest time, I'm sure we probably went through the same thing, like, hearing vocals, like, I just don't want to hear, like, any singing. Like, if it's singing, it's not metal and stuff. And, like, I still kind of hold that. Like, it has to be pretty specific, but,
yeah. I'm trying to be more open now, for sure.
And, like, I've found some really cool bands in the past, and, especially, like, up-and-coming ones that are, like, it has to be a specific type of, singing type of band and everything. It has to just fit better. But like, you know, I saw like, you know, I just wasn't into the whole Motley Crue fucking.
Oh,
like,
I loved Crue.
Like hair metal type. I just thought it was tacky. Like
I loved it. I did. I loved it. I like that. Well, it was like, because to me it wasn't separated.
Yeah.
Like I saw a Poison video on Metal Mania and then an Iron Maiden video right after it. You know what I mean? And then a Slayer video. You know what I mean? It wasn't. None of it was. It was all just metal. You know what I mean? And then it wasn't until later, honestly, when the first time I saw Headbanger's Journey, where I was like, oh, it's all categories and like glam metal and thrash. Oh, you know what I mean? Like fucking. So.
How much like? And I was kind of thinking about this because I saw a post somewhere on one of these pages I follow, but they were kind of. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
They were kind of talking about that same thing, like how much weight do you think that like genres pull in terms of like how things are now? Like,
you know,
because to me, like, I think the point that they made was it's only important if you're trying to get somebody into a certain style. Like if you're only trying to like, you know, or like if someone's looking for like, oh, well, like something along the lines of like this or like
right.
deathcore.
If you're trying to find something that sounds like something else that you like,
it's
sure.
the best way to describe it. Yeah.
But honestly, for me, like, I wouldn't even go that route. Like, I get that, I guess, but even that, I don't know. Like, for me, and I've thought about this. For me, the only reason why we talk about the genres, the only reason the family tree exists, is just to be able to have conversations. Like, that's it to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's all fucking metal. But at the same time, like, I understand from an outside perspective, oh, how is Poison and Cannibal Corpse in the same genre? Okay, I get it. So we have to talk about it. So to do that, we categorize things. To me, that's all the genres are just a way for us to communicate about it.
Yeah.
A way for us to have a conversation and explain. And now, like, with the infighting or whatever. But fucking a way for us to talk about it and explain it and fucking, you know, have the conversations, basically. That's all it is to me. Because at the end of the day, to me, it's all just fucking metal. And, you know, like, we have they're the differences, but we just fucking, the only reason why we came up with different terms was so that we could fucking say, oh, well, that's why this is this way and that's why this is that way. You know what I mean? It's just to have the conversation. So, yeah, that's all the genres are really to me, is a fucking, just because we need them, because there's so much variety in metal.
That's true.
And that's the great part of it, is there's so much in there. There's so many fucking different things to love. And so we kind of like separate it out that way just so we can talk about it. You know what I mean?
I guess kind of since we've been talking about it, I never really thought about the fact that there was a point in time where, you know, I've heard Henry Rollins talk about it a lot, about them playing like, you know, you couldn't be into punk and also into like thrash. Like you couldn't.
Yeah.
Those two didn't cross. If they did, like there would be like huge, you know, like fights on it and stuff. Yeah. Like I've never been to a show where like, you know, I'd see somebody, you know, and let's say just for you know, example's sake, like, you know, like Behemoth or something, like a really heavy band and stuff. And like, I've never been somewhere and like seen somebody wear like, you know, have like a Slipknot shirt on or something. Like, you know, it's pretty drastically different, but I've never been like, I want to fight that kid just solely because,
no,
you know, like it's,
never have I been at a metal show. There was one time I was at a metal show and there were a bunch of skinheads.
Well, that's different.
And then and then the band God Forbid came out. And if you don't know God Forbid, they are not a white band. The lead singer is black. So fucking when they came out, the skinheads got real mad and they just left. And I thought it was hilarious.
I didn't know that.
Because I knew I love God Forbid. I knew they were about to come out. I knew who they were.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are you here at a God Forbid show? I know they're not the headliner.
Yeah.
Hatebreed was actually the headliner. And it was at Harpos actually. But and it was, I don't think it wasn't Live Dominance though, I don't think. But maybe it was. I don't know.
I feel like
Maybe it was.
Maybe.
But yeah, they just fucking like got mad and left. It was fucking hilarious. I was like, why are you here? Like yeah, it was fucked up. But because I guess or back then this was, now keep in mind this was MySpace days. All right, this was that far ago.
Yeah.
There were things online where people were like, Hatebreed's a white supremacist group. No, they're fucking not.
They
never were. What are you talking about? They never, ever were even close to what? No.
Well,
it was just a bullshit. That was some fake news that got spread around in the early MySpace days.
I can't imagine that having an album named Supremacy or Perseverance or Rise of Brutality.
And your lead singer is a bald white guy.
Yeah. I can't imagine that helps. But
yeah,
at the same time, like,
I get the imagery, but as soon as you scratch the surface, like, come on.
Well, it's all like it's in the lyrics too. Like,
Yeah.
there's no,
It's in the fucking lyrics, people. Just like people used to fucking think that shit about Slayer because they had a song. I
think that was more so about the imagery because a lot of people used to think they were like true like Satanists and stuff.
Well, no, there's that, but then there was a point where people thought they were fucking Nazis.
Yeah,
because they had a song that was like called like I think it was somebody's name, like a Nazi doctor's name or something like that. But the song was about like how they fucking wanted to kill that guy and shit. Nobody paid attention to the lyrics. Like
they did have that weird period of time when
people got mad at them. Yeah, but that's metal. At the end of the day, it's metal. Happened to Cannibal, happened to Priest, happened to Ozzy.
They also kind of went new metal for a little bit.
Wow.
For an album.
Kiss went disco. Kiss went disco.
Boom. Point.
Done.
Check.
And they're selling out this is their fifth retirement tour. They're still selling it out. So
yeah.
Guilty of being white.
What is
Spiritual
that?
Law.
What are those?
That's Undisputed Attitude, Slayer.
Undisputed is that an album?
Yeah.
I don't even know that one.
Abolish government. Superficial love. Can't stand you. Guilty of being white. I hate you.
I don't know that one.
Really? It's that one.
I've literally never seen that cover.
What
is that?
It was between.
Is that the new metal album?
I don't know really because it was.
I've never seen that cover in my life.
It was.
I feel like you're showing me like an underground EP.
That's funny actually. Like I thought.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, so it was between because Divine Intervention was 94, and then this was 96, and then
no, that wouldn't have been the new metal. New metal would have been early 2000s.
Diabolus and Musica.
I have never, ever seen that cover.
What? Really? I think that was the new metal album.
I don't know if I've seen that one either. Like honestly, what are you showing me right now? This is fucking what's it called? Mandela effect shit going on right now.
And that
what the fuck is that?
Between between Divine
Rain and Blood, motherfucker.
Yeah. so you had Seasons in the Abyss, and then Divine Intervention was 94, and then from 94, so Divine Intervention and then God Hates Us All is 2001, right?
Love God Hates.
So they had 2 albums in between there. That was 96 and 98. So 98 and then 99, 2001.
I do not know those albums.
Honestly, I haven't really listened to them too much either, but
I've never even heard of them.
Yeah.
That blows my mind. What the fuck? I think so. That happened to me with the ones with Pantera. Like somebody showed me a Pantera album. I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And
they used to be a hair metal band too.
Well, I knew that, but like it was actually like a later one. But
Reinventing the Steel, I think. With
fire
on the cover.
Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And then fucking it just happened recently with Eminem. Like because I always knew about Infinite. Yeah. That's his first CD. There's actually another one before that.
Oh,
that's
really?
even rarer.
Huh.
Like, and I didn't know. I never heard of it. And there's tracks on there that I don't know. I was like, damn, like holy shit. Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
I can't remember. I think it's called like Slim Shady something, and that's why I like never noticed it before because I thought it was just an early release of that of the Slim Shady LP, but it wasn't. It's something completely different. Oh, crazy, dude! It's fucking crazy. I don't even know how we got on this topic. Who cares?
I don't know. Talking about like.
You got any fucking you know what? Here, real quick. I gotta pee. I'm gonna run out real quick and go pee. Do some plugs. Do fucking talk about your upcoming dates and what Bog Wratih is doing and shit.
Oh yeah. So we got a few shows coming up. Both of them are at the Sanctuary, which is in Detroit. It's our first Detroit show, which I'm really excited about because I've been going to a lot of Detroit shows pretty much since I've been going. Like the first show I ever went to was in Detroit, and so yeah, it's just cool to be a part of it. And we're playing with some really sick bands too. The first one coming up is May 27th, which is a Monday. Which kind of take it or leave it or whatever. But it's metal, so if you're gonna show up to it, it'd be sick. And you'd be catching some pretty I don't know, a lot of super technical bands I'm excited to play with. We're opening with Carnus Immortalis, who's another Michigan-based band that we've played with, I think, 1 or 2 times. I think it was at Max. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It was an earlier show, but they're sick. They're pretty technical. And then Wormhole, which is I'm not really sure. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not really sure where they're from, but my our vocalist Alex, for a while, went on a European tour and filled in for vocals with them. So that's I'm pretty excited to see them finally, because I never have. And then Vervum, who is I don't know, I guess like Tech Slam, I guess, which is what they have on their page and stuff. They're super I don't know. I mean, it's the Tech Trek with Archspire. So I mean, a lot of the bands that we're playing with kind of have that same kind of like style, I guess, except for us. But I mean, I feel like that's kind of what separates us a lot of times, because we're not like super technical, but we're also not like straight up deathcore. We have a lot of those elements in it. So yeah, so that's Monday, May 27th. So yeah, and then June 21st, which is also at the Sanctuary, like I was saying. It's a breathing process. Wow, what's up?
No, I don't know. I just nothing.
And so yeah, they're like black and death metal. Put out a new album last year, which is really sick. I didn't actually know if they'd done anything since I don't remember what the last album was.
I need to check out all these bands you're playing with.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything from any of them.
They're all, I mean, pretty different as far as like terms of like us and like kind of like the styles and everything. And then Boreworm, their first show, I think their returning show. They're playing Black Path EP all the way through, which is like their first like major EP, I guess.
Oh yeah.
And I saw them.
That's cool.
I saw them back on when they were playing the Loft with, I think, Rivers of Nile.
Ooh.
For like 20 people.
Jesus Christ.
yeah, it was cool. And then Carnus Immortalis again on that show too. Pretty excited to see them again. Then Grave Bloom, which is another Detroit band. Looks like deathcore, death metal from Detroit. So
Grave Bloom?
Yeah.
That's a cool name.
And then Vile Secretion, who's from Chicago.
Nice.
So it looks like ex-members of Oceano on that too, who are one of the more current modern deathcore bands.
Yeah, I know Oceano.
So yeah, man.
I'm excited for those.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to those for sure.
I'm kind of like, I'm excited to see where like the difference is in like the crowds and stuff from Detroit shows, and like how that
Yeah,
when you're playing and
because
stuff,
you haven't played Detroit yet, have you?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Like that's one of the places that I've been like personally, and I don't know, it seems kind of dumb, I guess. Like,
no, what are you talking about?
Just because, I don't know, I feel like, we've been around a while and stuff. Not really a while, but like.
It's dumb. No, dude, you don't even understand. Like, I'm your friend and everything, and we do the podcast and everything, but I'm also a fan, like, genuinely. And when you guys are on stage and I'm in the crowd watching you, I'm like, oh, I wish it was me. You know what I mean? Like, God, it's so, and that's just here in Lansing. Now you're actually going, to me, that is like beyond a dream. So no, it's not dumb at all. At all.
Oh, I guess
don't undersell that shit.
I guess I didn't really that wasn't really the word. It just seems kind of like,
it's a dream.
Like at this point, I feel like I should have been out there already, given, but
now, fuck that. Whatever. Fuck that. That was yesterday, motherfucker. Today's today. You know what I'm saying? Now's the time you are going to Detroit. That is the reality of the situation. Now is the time that it's happening. Like, and you're going to fucking destroy it.
It's there, and it's Grand Rapids. That are the two places in Michigan I've always wanted to play.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude, yeah, you guys could easily... All you got to do is email these motherfuckers. You could easily get on an intersection show. Or a fucking 20-minute row.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool venue to play.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
So, yeah. Sorry, I was kind of rambling a little bit.
No, fucking... but now, I'm going to take a risk right now. I don't know if you can say anything else, but one of your other band members posted the other day on Facebook that you guys are working on an EP.
We got, yeah.
Is there anything else you can say about, like, how many... Like, I know you got Monstrous. That's going to be on it. That's out right now. If you have not... Listen to me. Listeners, if you have not heard Monstrous yet by Bog Wratih, you are sleeping. You are asleep. Go listen as soon as this podcast is over. Go fucking listen to that shit. Go listen to that shit right now. It's amazing. Go download it. Go listen to it on Spotify. Give it a like on YouTube. Fucking... buy it on iTunes. I did all of that except for Spotify. I don't have Spotify, but I bought that shit, motherfuckers. So seriously, it's a great song. So we know that's gonna be on it. You got any more songs written for it?
We're still throwing some stuff around.
All right.
It's kind of early to tell. We've got it's kind of like I said, still kind of in the early process.
Okay.
Everything, so
like writing, things like that. Hell yeah, that's real. No, Recorruptor is recording a new album right now. I'm really excited.
From what I haven't really heard. I mean, I haven't heard any more than anybody else has. But from the samples and stuff they've been posting about, it sounds heavy as shit.
Yeah, sounds awesome. And when Clint, the lead singer, right? Clint, yeah. He posted the other day about his vocals and stuff. I think, right?
Yeah.
So. And that was a really cool post. I liked that a lot. So definitely check out Recorruptor. Follow them on social media. They're doing a really good job, kind of like Children of Bodom did. They're letting the fan through social media. When you let the fans come along with you during the recording process, that's something that I, as a fan, genuinely appreciate. I really enjoy that a lot. So, yeah.
I don't know. I guess I feel kind of dumb. Like, I didn't really talk it up too much, but I don't know, I genuinely am excited about it. I think as far as finally getting out there and stuff, and it's one of those places that, I mean, for the first little while, it was, when I first started playing shows, it was Lansing. I was like, all right, now I've done that a few times and stuff. It's cool, and every so often you get some different bands and stuff that are coming out, and it's just headliners and things, and there's cool shit to be a part of. And then this kind of this tech truck show it's the bands that we're playing on it with are some of my favorites in the current modern metal scene and stuff. And they're I think Inferi was the last band I didn't mention on that. I was kind of skipping around a little bit. But yeah, and then to finally see Wormhole for the first time is gonna be awesome, because that was who Alex, like I was saying, that was who he filled in vocals with when they went to Europe and stuff. So
yeah,
I don't know,
your lead singer.
Yeah. So you set, I don't know, I've always, I mean, I just I don't know, I'm just excited about it. That's actually finally happening and stuff. And it's not quite like touring yet, but like at the same time, like I've been really trying to like, you know, just focus in on what's actually happening. Like right now, I'm kind of being a little more like in the moment with things and appreciating them instead of just like, oh, well, you know, this is happening. Like, oh, I guess it's kind of cool. Like, you know, like,
yeah.
you know, and I guess that was one of the reasons that that Hatebreed show was such a like, I don't know, it was I don't want to say inspiring or not, but it was like there was every so often we go to something or like you see a show that like, you know, you're standing there, you're like, that's what I want to do. Like that's, you know,
relights the fire.
Yeah. And that's what happened and stuff. And like ever since then I've been, you know, personally I've been working on a lot of different, you know, like video aspects and stuff because I want to, you know, and trying to interact more and trying to be a little more open,
have
I guess.
Presence
and
online and stuff. Yeah.
And that's like,
have something to post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know, from a, like, I don't know, because like I keep things really like close to the chest a lot of times, and I'm trying to not do that as much because I know I feel like what do I see that other, you know, drummers and stuff like that inspire me are doing and stuff, and like how open, you know, they are with everything, and you know, I'm not trying to like everything that happens like, oh, I have to post this, I'm trying to be like selective about it and stuff, and like so it's taken me a little while to kind of learn to get more comfortable with being a little more active and open on, you know, with a lot of aspects of my life really, but just, you know, with the band, you know, with the band stuff, you know, because it's, I don't know, I'm just excited about what's happening and I want to be able to share it and stuff. So
hell yeah. Well, as fans, I can tell you that I fucking,
and you know, with this even too, like there's, you know, that's kind of why I was, you know, sorry, I didn't mean
no go no.
Well, you know, like it's, you know, I just want to be a little more involved in this, and I'd like to do more, you know, in the way of, you know, reviews and, you know, websites and stuff. And I mean, we talked about a bunch of different stuff, and so
yeah, we you know, soon I hope we can get to be on Libsyn, and maybe we'll have a fucking Squarespace website. We don't have any sponsors or anything like that. This is fucking we're recording episode 61 right now.
Is it?
Can you believe that?
Oh,
61. We've been going for a year, bro.
yeah.
Like, holy shit. Like,
I think
that's kind of badass.
Yeah.
That's kind of badass as fuck. Like, I'm proud as fuck and of it, and I love it, and you know, so hopefully, yeah, we'll get some shit going soon, and yeah, and I definitely want because, you know, I don't fucking listen to everything, you know what I mean, and you know, I still have, like, I really want you. What I want really bad is you to review, just like I did with Hexed. I want you to review the new Whitechapel album.
Oh yeah.
Because I haven't even heard it.
Oh really?
Yeah, I haven't heard it yet.
That's been another one I've been listening to.
I really want. I would love if you would do a review for that here in the crypt or something. That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely, like, fucking, like I said, open invitation. Any videos you ever want to make here, you are.
Oh yeah.
You have the key to the castle, my friend.
I don't know, like, to me, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately in terms of like how much things have changed in terms of, you know, what it actually means to you know, to be a part of something, and to, you know, as far as like from a band standpoint, like, you know, because when I first started, it was all it was you make a Facebook page, you make, you know, I guess in terms like it was you make a MySpace page. Yeah. I guess.
I was gonna say we started with MySpace.
Yeah, and you know,
vaccination.
Yeah, like you take a couple of random, terrible, bad, horrible, awful, off-center, overexposed, underexposed pictures.
Oh.
You slap a fucking logo on it that's got some random text on it from a text generator.
We're talking about like a camera. The newest, hottest shit was like 5 megapixels.
Yeah, looked like it was on a potato, like it was on a flip phone, like, and then from there, you know, you just like you write a song, you put out like a single, which I guess you know we still do and stuff, and then from there you just play shows, and that was it, like, and then you kind of like expand from that, and that's still kind of how it is, but now, you know, it's taken me a lot to learn about, you know, you have to be very active on your social media accounts on all fronts, and you have to do all this stuff, and like I don't know.
It's I mean, you know, you don't even have to. You know what I mean? It's just a way to like. Well, okay. So for me, because full disclosure, the first social media account I ever had where I had something to promote was the shop, was Great Lakes Glass and Vape. And so I learned pretty quick. It's just like post anything that has to do with that. You know what I mean? And just make a post. That's all it is. It's, you know what I mean? It's, you're promoting something. You're pushing, you're like trying to get something seen. You know what I mean? So that, and then during the process, you know, while I was working at the shop is when we created the podcast. And it's, you know, I don't get super fucking personal on any posts. I just fucking find shit that I literally, because I started this with my own personal Facebook page. You know, because I had MySpace and then I had Facebook. I was young and very angry. Dude, I don't even look at my on this days. Yeah. Because every time I do, I see some pissed off 15-year-old fucking saying the dumbest shit. Oh my God. Yeah. So fucking, I went crazy a few times. It's hilarious. But so, you know, and it just got to the point where I was like, I wouldn't go to my page and like anything I saw. So what I did was I turned my own personal Facebook page into, instead of talking about anything about me at all, if I, as a person, just stumbled on this page, would I like the things I'm seeing on it? That's the very basic, you know, way of looking at it. You know what I mean? And so that's what I turned my personal Facebook page. So that's what the same philosophy I applied to the Great Lakes Glass and Vape page and also to our Lost in the Dark page. I just turn it into basically a gallery of shit I think is cool. And if other people like it, cool too. You know what I mean? But it's just what I think is cool pretty much. So like just starting that, it's just starting there. You know what I mean? It's a good starting place. Just make, like, if I stumbled onto this page, would I like it?
No.
You know what I mean?
I've been kind of trying to adapt that a little bit more, but it's, I don't know. There's a lot of, well, I don't know how deep into this you want to get, I guess.
Let's
but
go
like,
deep into the murky waters, motherfucker.
I don't know. Like it's it's trying to find that medium between, like, you know, wanting to show the process of it, but also wanting to like have something like quality that I would want to look at and stuff, and trying to find that balance between the two. See,
that's
it's
something though, like,
plus I just have stupid amounts of anxiety and depression and shit, so it makes it hard to lock into anything.
And
really,
that's real as fuck.
Like,
I understand that. That's real as fuck. And so it makes it hard to like feel like anything's good enough.
Yeah.
I get that completely.
I've had times when I've posted about, you know, I've taken a picture of something and like I've rewritten it thousands of times, and then eventually it's just like I've hit a point where I just don't want to post it anymore because it's just dumb and stuff, and like I just like
anyone listening to this just went, me too, because so did I. Like 100%. Like that fucking is real as fuck. We've all done that. Absolutely.
I guess so.
But what I figure, like, okay, it's kind of like two ways of looking at it, because I see, and this is the thing, that's the thing. When you're a metalhead, 9 times out of 10, you're pretty isolated besides a few small group of friends that hopefully you have wherever you live. You know, that's why when we go to metal shows, we feel like we're at home because we're finally around people that get the metal. But when we're not at the shows, we're never surrounded. We're the only ones in these t-shirts. You know what I mean? So, fuck, where's I going with that? God damn it. But
talking about anxiety about posting stuff.
Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Fucking I had to. There's 2 ways of looking at it. That's where it was. There's 2 ways of looking at it. It's like fucking as a poster and as someone who would stumble across this. Now I don't know if that's the thing. That's why I said that. I don't know if I'm a weird fan or not because it's hard to tell with certain aspects. You know what I mean? But I am definitely a fan who, like, if I stumbled across a new band that's just starting out, you know what I mean, but I really like their shit and I think they're gonna go, and they end up being the next whatever. If I got to see like early, gritty, low quality, like with Black Dahlia Murder, we could go back, look at some of their old fucking videos. Shit quality, but fucking awesome. Like that kind of like, it made it feel, the fact that it's low quality made it feel good. The fact that it wasn't all right made it feel like the way when Kevin Smith talks about the movie when he saw Slackers, he goes, "Oh, that counts? So I'll make Clerks." You know what I mean? And when millions of people saw fucking Clerks, they go, "Holy shit. If he can make that, then I can make something." You know, dude, I'm not even going to lie. If I ever got a chance to make a movie, and I've thought about this a lot. If I ever got a chance to make a movie, I would make Clerks about metalheads. I would make a fucking low-ass fucking budget movie. I'd have to come up with some kind of story arc, but just about, like, basically life as a fucking metalhead when you're living in a city where there aren't a lot of metalheads and what that's like. Because I feel that's how I feel every day. So it'd be cool as fuck to see that on a screen. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, fucking seeing the low quality early shit, like, even though it gives you anxiety to post it, I understand that because you don't feel like it's good enough. I get it. But on another level, like, so from someone coming across it, a potential fan, the right potential fan might be like, "Oh my god, this is fucking, like, I get it, it's low quality or whatever, but I see through that." You know what I mean? And as a poster, if you're just making, like, in a sense with Lost in the Dark podcast, if you're just making it kind of for you and something that you'd like to see, on some level, I tried to use Lost in the Dark podcast, the social media, as an archive, I guess. Like, I unpurposely wanted to post some of that early shit where it's literally a wooden table or like our early setups where it's one microphone, 2 computers, the fucking shitty early setups that we had. I unpurposely wanted to post those because I wanted to always be able to look back and remember, like this is where it started. You know what I mean? Like, out of nothing. Like, literally, we started with nothing. And, like, not that we're, like, anywhere crazy now, but, like, maybe one day. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like a chronicling. I wanted all that cataloged. I want every step cataloged. You know what I mean? I want to be able to look back at it. So if you do that for you, yeah, your early videos might not be the best quality, but all of a sudden you have in 6 months, 2 months, whatever from now, you have videos to look back on and be like, "Oh, my new videos are a lot better." And it keeps you going. It's almost like fuel too, as a producer or creator or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you get to watch your own progression, and I enjoy that. I enjoy watching progression. You know what I mean? That's why I try, like in the reviews and stuff, I try to let albums stand on their own and not like compare them to the other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, cause there's the first fucking album that got you into a band, name it: Black Dahlia Murder, Children of Bodom, Devil Driver, Lamb of God, fuck any Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, any fucking Cannibal Corpse, any fucking the first album that got you into them. Be real with me. No other album compares. In reality, you're comparing everything else to that first thing that got you into them and that made you fall in love with that sound. You're comparing everything else to that. And I'm guilty, 100% guilty of that too. But lately, I've been more also being able to enjoy the progression. Not to say I'll ever like anything more than that first thing that got me into them, Ashes of the Wake, whatever. But I also enjoy watching the progression of things that happen too, as well. I don't have to like everything as much. I have that thing. I have the thing that got me into them. And it'll always be that to me. So let me enjoy the other things, the ride after that as well. You know what I mean? Is what I'm trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is all new. I actually don't think I've ever said this to anyone before, but fucking, yeah, like, that's what I've been just trying to do lately, is let things stand on their own. Understand where it is right now. That's where what got me into them is where they were then. Like, where are they now? You know what I mean? Like, I want to feel that too. You know what I mean? I don't know. So I think that maybe, hopefully, that's kind of a way to work around the potential anxiety of posting something that might not be up to your own standards, where it's like, well, it's a gallery for me. This is what I got right now. So I'm going to fucking post it. This is what I can do with my setup. And even and you know what? Like, I'd even post like rough cuts, because then it's like, from the rough cut to the final cut, there's going to be improvement. You're going to be able to actually like take people on the ride of making it. Dude, you and I both have learned in making videos and making the podcast. Yeah, sure, you absolutely can start this and just sit down with your iPhone, record something, and post it somewhere. 100%, you can start a podcast that way without question. But if you want to do anything, if you want to make it any better quality than that, there is so much to learn. It is so much harder than you think. Like, in reality, let's be real here. Like, the video editing software, the fucking cameras you need, the microphones. I'm sitting next to a fucking mixer right now. I never in my life thought I would learn how to use a fucking mixer, bro. Are you kidding me? Like, I got all these wires everywhere and shit. Like, what the fuck is going on? You gotta go full roadie to actually learn the technical side of all this stuff. And it's a process. It's 100% a process. Like, and it's, I don't know, like, so it's not, you're not the fucking only one that has these anxieties and thinks this way, is the kind of the point I'm trying to make. I definitely did. And so many people, anyone that's listening to this right now, I'm certain, that's ever wanted to post something, has had the same fucking anxieties like that. Like, where it's like, damn, like, it's actually a lot harder to make this the quality of stuff that I watch on YouTube on a regular basis, the stuff that gets me. It's actually a lot harder to get to that quality than I thought it was. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there's some full-on production going on behind the scenes that I'm unaware of. And then once you start learning that stuff, like, that's when it really gets interesting. That's and here's something else too. No one talks about it. Like, I can't. And none of I listened to tons. I showed you the podcast list of shit I listened to earlier. I listened to so many fucking podcasts, and no one tells me, no one's talking about the behind the scenes stuff at all. So it's every once in a while you get a little snippet of how they do. They'll be like, oh yeah, we do this that way. It's not like they're hiding it or anything, but it's not the topic of conversation either. So yeah, like, fucking showing that, taking people on that ride with you is actually a really cool thing. It not like rough cuts and stuff like that leading up to the process and everything. It would actually be really awesome. So maybe like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to give you a new perspective maybe on how to look at it, other than like, it's just not good enough. Well, yeah, not yet, but maybe like still post that and then do it again. You know what I mean? And take people on that ride with you. Start. What I need to start doing, like I said the other day with Instagram, is using more features. Start fucking taking videos. Like set your phone on something and take a quick like, a few Instagram videos while you're trying to make a video. You know what I mean? Of just you playing and going nuts. You know, people will watch it, guaranteed, 100%. I would, like, fucking yeah. So you know, just maybe a different way to look at it is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
For anyone out there too, like that has those same anxieties.
Well, and with, you know, kind of talking about with the, you know, the whole process of it and stuff, like that's kind of what I'm going through now as far as like with the video stuff. Because I, you know, I mean, and I'm sure you did the same, you know, listening to the first couple of different podcasts and stuff, and then hearing like, all right, well, you know, I liked that, but that could have been better, or, you know, how about I try this next time, or like, you know, doing this kind of thing. And like that's kind of the process I'm in right now, and it's just, I don't know. It's
let it evolve.
Yeah. And it's not really like, I don't know. It's trying to reach that vision for it that you have in your head, and kind of real, and like that's something else I've been trying to learn just with, you know, just life stuff in general, is just like taking
the vision in your head will even change over time too.
Yeah.
But go on.
It's just like, you know, just being patient with stuff. And, you know, I think you know, I mean, I'm a pretty big advocate for anybody, you know, getting like, you know, mental health and stuff, and like, you know, just like therapy and stuff. Because I've been, you know, I mean, I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but, you know, I've been kind of going at it for I think about a year now, and it's kind of it's really changed my, you know, kind of how I've been thinking about stuff, and I'm a little more, you know, trying to be a little more positive and open about stuff. And
PMA.
Yeah, that I've, you know,
positive mental attitude.
Definitely adopted that, you know, and kind of, you know, what it all stands for and stuff. And so that's helped. And, you know, just kind of trying to, you know, slow things down a little bit, because it's always like, for me, I guess the problem is like, it's always, you know, I'm sure you can, you know, anybody who's ever done anything creative, you know, it's always been like, you know, it has to be like perfect right now, like you know, how it is right now. And like, it has to be, you know, but you can't, you gotta suck to get better, is something I've always kind of kept in the back of my mind. Like, you know, but
you have to suck at first.
But
absolutely,
it's living that, and it's like accepting that's kind of been the hard part for me and stuff. Because like I'm there, like the, you know, mentally and stuff, but I still have these moments where it's like, like I don't know, like, you know, is this gonna work, or is this, you know, I don't know. You still have those doubts and stuff, right? You try to, you know, so.
Oh, dude, every time I post an episode, I'm nervous about it.
Yeah.
Like, in a sense, like, it's weird. Like, but at the end of the day, I just, like, can't. I just, like, fuck it and hit the button.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck it. Like,
and, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, like, I know once I figure it out, because I'm capable of it, and I know, like, how to reach that point, you know, and once I figure it out, you know, kind of, you know, I mean, I keep mentioning it, but, you know, kind of what, you know, you've learned with everything and stuff, like with all this, like, you know, once you figure it out, once you can do it consistently, it's nothing. And that's,
well,
but even when you're on the road to figuring it out, you're like, man, this is just, I just feel like so taxing. Like, it's so, there's so much involved to it and everything. And
it is, it is a lot more involved. But that's the other part, is like, that's, you like get, I don't know. I have like in a kind of an obsessive personality. Like, I get like obsessed with things, and like, and that's kind of like fucking, I don't know. I feel like when you actually can focus it on something actually creative like this, then I feel like it's a good thing to be like, just get like totally encompassed in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, believe, you know what I mean? Just believe in it. You know what I mean? That's all it is. It's just like, I feel like I feel like this is something that I would like. This is something that I would like. That's what it is. It's something that I would like. I enjoy doing it. And if I, as a fan, stumbled across it, I would be like, holy shit, nice. I'd enjoy it. So fucking, that's all it is. You know what I mean? And yeah, so it's kind of selfish. Like to start off, I made it kind of selfish. I just want to do it for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's all, you know, when you're making music, like that's all. Like
that's,
you want people to like it, but it's, you know, it's something that you have to be.
Yeah. Absolutely. That you have to like.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, is making songs and making music is so much different than making like anything else. You know what I mean? Like, especially like to me, in a sense, like a podcast is like, it's like a fucking long song in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When it goes through changes and movements and alters, and sometimes it becomes a new song. And that one goes on for a while. You know what I mean? It's something that you allow to evolve. It's able to evolve and change much more than a 3.5 minute song. You know what I mean? So even over the course of making an album from one album to another, yeah, that's where the change actually happens for musicians. You know what I mean? That's where you get to experience that. But it's totally different just putting things out on YouTube and doing podcasts and trying to make drumming videos and stuff like that. It's a different animal. You know what I mean? So I had thought about that too. I've thought about that recently, actually. I was like, it's totally fucking, like with a song, it's a precise thing. You know what I mean? And this is that moment, this is what that is. But with a podcast, it's like, you as a human being go through changes. Like in the past year, we've gone through a lot of changes. Like you just said with the therapy thing, and so many people in the past year have gone through a lot of changes, fucking on every level. You know what I mean? And so, this is like a chronicling of that. You know what I mean? That's what kind of podcasts are in a sense. Like the longer they go, the more you get to experience those changes with the people that are talking on them and stuff like that. It's fucking crazy. It's a different art form.
Yeah. I think podcasting too is kind of like, it's the only thing that, like, you know, and it's kind of hard to get used to at first, because like, you know, when you post something like that's like, you know, an hour, like 2 or however long of your thoughts in that particular time, and then like
second. And the next second you might have a different thought.
Yeah. And then you listen back to it, you know, and it could be, you know, a couple months ago, or it could be like, you know, last year sometime, and you know, you're like, what? Really? Like,
I said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of stopped listening to it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like sometimes you have to, though.
I know.
It kind of, you know,
because like you check in on yourself. Like, how did I do? How am I doing?
In a way,
what do I need to improve on?
Yeah,
you know, as a listener,
it's the only, you know, it's the only real, like,
but it's hard.
Thing that you can. Yeah,
it's so hard to listen to yourself.
Sometimes, yeah, like
it's taxing. But yeah, it does need to be done, and I do need. It's been a long time since I've listened to one of these episodes.
At the same time, it's
top to bottom at least.
It's no different than hearing, you know, a piece of music or a song or like an album.
Yeah.
You know,
in a sense.
I think back about, you know, when we were doing like Viscera, like the first EP that we had, and like, you know, how raw that was, and how, like, you know, it's still awesome, and I still like it, but I like it for different reasons, you know. And then same thing with, like, you know, the second one. You know, you could kind of, you know, you could see, like you're saying, like the, you know, the growth and stuff and the progression of it. But I don't really listen to those all that often unless I'm like practicing and stuff. But, you know, even when, you know, you're like, you know, playing through it, or like, you know, a couple of different songs and stuff, like you can feel like the different, because I think as far as like the full length, it was a little more centered as far as like stylistically and stuff, and it felt like a little more, I don't know, like each song kind of had like its own like more defined movements and stuff, as opposed to like the earlier stuff. But it's still, you know, and then, so I don't know, it's a good way to figure out like what you've done as far as like how it's changed, and like, you know, where you started as far as, you know, I don't know, kind of the same thing,
evolution.
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome.
But it's hard when you're, you know, when you're in the moment sometimes, and, you know, you want something to happen, like, you know, so bad and stuff, and then like it just either doesn't, or it doesn't come out the way you want it to, and then you know, it's, but you got to kind of work past that, and that's
true.
that's the big learning curve. That's tough for that's tough for me personally. I'm sure a lot of other people.
Yeah.
But then it comes down to trying to bring it back and remind yourself that like everybody else feels this way too, no matter who it is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
I don't know.
It is a process. It is a process, without question. And that's what it is too. Like for me, like even the solo episodes that I do, it's just like what it is really for me is me just like punching the bag. Me just trying to like get better at this. You know what I mean? Like for myself, pretty much. So yeah. Yes. So one thing that I did want to fucking talk to you about, because I don't know if we've talked about it on here yet, is that I briefly brought up on the last podcast was Michigan Metal Fest lineup, because that is a show that you have played the last 2 years. It's only existed for 2 years. This is its third year of existence. We should bring this up. Hold on. We should actually be able to have it in front of us. Isn't there? I thought there was an actual website. It's not. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Oh, man. Now, see, honestly, the only one that throws me is Head PE. Like the rest of it, like I feel like that all makes sense. But I'm sorry, like, and now and I said this last time. I'm not really a fan of Head PE anymore, and I want to come clean here, okay? I used to be a fan of Head PE, and full disclosure, if I go back and listen to some of the songs on NWO, I'd probably still like them, because that was a point in time where I was deep into conspiracy theories like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And here's this like rap metal band that is talking about conspiracy theories. I fucking loved it. Hook, line, and sinker. I went and saw them at Harpos. I met the lead singer. He gave me his autograph. Like whole nine. All right. Like I was a fucking fan. But it's kind of like emo. It's just something that I just quickly grew out of, and I was never into emo, but it's just something that was like something I grew out of, and I haven't. So, but I also recognize the fact that I don't even think they would describe themselves as metal. You know what I mean? Like I think I'm not saying anything bad about it. I think if you asked them, "Are you a metal band?" They'd be like, "No, not really." Well, you know what I mean?
To me, I've always lumped them in with like the new metal. Like I heard about them about the same time I heard about like Mudvayne and like
sort of new
System of a Down era. Like
they're way more
Slipknot.
rap though than new metal. I feel almost like if you had to put them anywhere.
I guess I'd have to listen to them a little more, but from what I'm not really super into them. I guess like
yeah. So I just don't understand why they're at Michigan Metal Fest. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. Especially when now they got this like pre-Metal Fest show that they're headlining, and they're going to be at the fucking Machine Shop, or they just were, like they got a headlining show at the Machine Shop like this month or next month. And so they're playing Michigan like 5 times this year. What? Like, what? This just seems crazy to me. Like, what's going on there?
Yeah. I mean, I will say for, in terms of keeping this like keeping this this festival going in terms of like what it means for the metal area and like in this the metal
go on
I think it's awesome that we still have a continuing thing that's happening, and the fact that it still even exists is awesome.
I love the festival.
Yeah.
Be very clear. And I'm very appreciative of we've been the last 2 years, and we had a blast both times you played it.
Yeah. For
Christ's sake. It was fucking awesome. But this just seems fucking weird to me, is all I'm saying. Like,
I think one of the main things that I've noticed and I've even brought up before is, the the fact that just the lineup in general is just shorter. It's just smaller.
It does kind of seem a little
Like,
short,
there was-
doesn't it?
I think last year, well, and even the year before, they were always saying like, oh, like 40 bands, like 4 stages or whatever.
Yeah. They were, weren't they?
And I think because after, you know, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that happened last year that I feel like kind of like
Yeah, there were
turn-
sound issues. They kept
kinda-
having sound
yeah.
issues on the stage. Bands kept getting cut off in the middle of their set.
well, and they had, you know, I remember there was a band that played on the second stage that was literally finishing when the headliner was going on at like 11 o'clock.
Yeah, so it threw off timing
Yeah.
horribly.
And so there was just a lot of stuff that, you know, I mean, like I think personally last year was better than the first year just because of the amount of bands and like just the, you know, who all was there and stuff. I just feel like it was a stronger lineup.
It was, even though I loved the first, like Devil Driver was
Yeah.
still fucking
Oh yeah.
awesome. Yeah, they got Devil Driver and Whitechapel
Yeah.
are the
Before.
main
Yeah.
headliners the first 2 years. Now, granted, the actual headliner so far is not been announced yet. It's being announced on May 11th. So far, but the headliner, like Chelsea Grin, I don't know Chelsea Grin, to be honest. Head PE, which doesn't make sense. And then Convalescence makes complete sense. They've been in the last few years. They are, I think, out of Toledo, and they're awesome. I like Convalescence a lot. Beyond Threshold, I believe they're local.
They've played the last. I don't know if they're local or not, but I know they've played the last 3 years.
Yeah.
The last 2 years.
You know what I mean? So, and then on down, you know what I mean? Heartsick, you know, Breathing Process, you know, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of good stuff. Is Recorruptor playing?
Mm-mm.
Oh, shit. Weird. So, you know, I'm not, you know, I'm waiting. So, my point is, right now, it's not quite enough to get me to get a ticket. I'm waiting for the mystery headliner.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, let's be honest, like, it's probably good. Well,
I already said who I think it's
Okay.
going to be. I think it's going to be Hatebreed.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know if you talked about it.
I did
You
talk
said
about it on the last episode, absolutely. Because
Yeah.
Jamie Josta, while we saw him, said, we'll be back in August at a festival. I can't really talk about it.
Yeah.
That's what he said. So,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Hatebreed.
I'd have to believe that that's kind of what they were getting at. And it only makes sense, you know, because the timing and everything and stuff.
I mean, I guess, but that puts Hatebreed playing like 5 times with the other show I want to talk about that just got announced. The Dropkick Murphys and Clutch
Yeah, dude.
and Hatebreed show.
That sounds like so much fun.
You want to go to that?
Yeah, man. When is
All right.
that?
Like September.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But tickets go on sale. I actually have a pre-sale code.
Dude, it's like, well, first of all, Clutch is a band I've been wanting to see for
There
like,
are
the last
okay.
year.
Yeah.
And Dropkick Murphys, I haven't really listened to them, but as far as I know, they're like Irish bar band rock.
Yeah.
And it's like that packaged together. Hatebreed is like the weird like Black Sheep kind of.
Yeah. Oh,
But,
100%.
yeah, but it makes sense though, and it's just like
It kind of is like a historic show in a sense, I feel.
So to see that and stuff, and the fact that like, because I was worried it was just gonna be one of those like quick like, you know, like
Short,
you know,
like 2-3 day
out in
tours.
like out in like, you know, Florida or like
California.
yeah, something like that. But it's coming here and stuff, and I just like, it just sounds like a fun ass show to me. Like,
Well, if you want to get a ticket, we should get tickets tomorrow or whatever.
yeah.
And general admission floor at the Masonic Temple in Detroit, I think is like $50. Yeah.
50?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I was like, that's why I don't have one already.
Yeah.
Full disclosure. I was like, that's steep.
Yeah.
But if you want to go,
Yeah.
I'll fucking go. Absolutely. But yeah, but that puts Hatebreed playing like 1, 2, 3. So this would be the 4th.
Yeah.
This would be 4. Like that's, I don't know. The announcement of that show coming here makes me question it. But maybe not. I don't know. Because it is a one-off. It is a festival.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie. If it's Hatebreed, I'm going. I'm going to fucking see Hatebreed headline Michigan Metal Fest. Are you serious? Yeah. 100%.
That's true.
100%. But They don't even make sense in the lineup. But then again, Hatebreed is also playing with Dropkick Murphys and Clutch. So
yeah, that whole lineup doesn't make sense.
Yeah, they're the band that doesn't make sense on the lineup. So it kind of does make sense in a sense in that way. So where are you going? Oh, you're going blow your nose. All right. But yeah, fucking. So I don't know. I'm not saying look. Put it this way. I want to go. Like, I want to be there. You know what I mean? But I just fucking, I'm waiting for this headliner. I want to know who the headliner is. I do wish you guys were playing and Recorruptor. But it would also just be fun to go as, you know, a just fan and walk around and shit. So, May 11th is the announcement of that headliner. The show is Saturday, August 3rd. But, so yeah, we got a little while till they announce it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. We shall see. Let's see. What else I got here? Yeah. Yeah. Shit. We're 2 hours deep, boy.
Yeah.
2 hours deep.
I didn't know. I figured probably somewhere around there.
How you feeling? You want to keep going? I got some other stuff we could talk about. Or, if you're gassing, we could call it.
I'm pretty,
Gassing? All right.
Reaching that point.
That's fine.
More for the next one.
This is the longest one in a while.
Yeah.
So I'm honestly, I feel fantastic right now. That was fucking awesome. That was a great. Yeah. That was everything I wanted a podcast. See, it took a year. But I feel like we're finally getting there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But feels awesome. Anyway, that was great. So yeah, we'll wrap this one up. Episode 61, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Episode 61. That's crazy to me. Hope you enjoyed. I fucking love you all. Absolutely. If you're listening to this still right now, you are fantastic. Be sure to follow Bog Wratih on YouTube, fucking Facebook, Instagram. What do you got? Twitter?
Probably.
Tweet, motherfuckers.
I don't use it, but yeah.
Fucking social media.
Yeah.
Especially YouTube and Bandcamp and fucking Spotify.
We got a Patreon,
motherfucking Patreon,
and that right. And I guess one thing I should mention is we've been doing the local thing as far as like how we've been doing like transport stuff. Like we all use personal cars and everything, but you know, if you want to help us out, you know, and we've got some pretty sweet you know, exclusive stuff. We got videos and stuff and. You know, different like, you know, posts that are coming out through Patreon that are pretty much exclusive to that. What? You know, yeah, anything helps for that. We've got a bunch of different tiers and stuff, so it's yeah, and we're really trying to get, you know, enough funds for a band and for a van and for a trailer, and you know, to actually be able to be road ready and to be able to, you know, get out to all these sick places and do everything. So if you're interested, you know, if any little bit helps, really, you know, it helps us reach that point, and you get some cool shit alongside with it.
If you like what you hear.
So yeah, and we also, I don't know if I mentioned, but we also restocked both of our EPs, and I think I don't know, we still have copies of Omen and stuff. So
do you guys sign them?
Yeah, we can.
Oh
we
shit.
Can.
So if you get one, attach the message and go, sign this, please.
Yeah.
And they will. You heard it here. Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I have any shit signed by you guys. God damn it. I need some shit signed. Fuck. Oh, and what's that other website where you can get the other crazy merch?
Oh, Crowdkill. Crowdkill Apparel.
Crowdkill Apparel.
Yeah.
Go there and search Bog Wratih. They got some pretty cool shit.
Yeah. It's different stuff. It's cool though. I don't know. I like seeing the diverse merch and everything. They're doing some pretty different stuff, and there's a lot of other bands that are on it that are just sick too. So you should check that out.
Yeah, they do merch for a lot of bands, but Bog Wratih is on there, and they got some pretty cool merch on there. So definitely check that out.
I know that like the designs and the artwork stuff is kind of limited right now, and I think we're working on getting more updated stuff.
Hear that, people? Listen, if you could go back in time and had a chance to get that ultra rare first run limited Dahlia shit, that first run limited Lamb of God shit or whatever, you'd get it, wouldn't you? This is your chance, right? This is the next whatever could be in your town right now. Fucking definitely always support local music. I'm telling you, like, this first run limited shit one day could be on the fucking Swamp Fiends Facebook page group.
Yeah.
Oh, I just named it. I'm making that shit tomorrow. Swamp Fiends. Yeah.
Tentatively.
Are you kidding me?
Work with the title.
That's awesome. But fucking yeah. This is the time to get go on Bandcamp. Look up your fucking city. You'll find shit. Trust me. Bog Wratih. Follow them on everything. Follow their members. Fucking Aaron. Fucking Julian.
He's got doing a lot of different stuff with the studio. Marshland Studios. So if you're
Chase too.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of different stuff as far as like he's always on doing like I think him and Mike both do different streaming stuff. I think he's on a couple times a week.
Yeah, they stream on Twitch, don't they? Yep. Yeah, so check them out. I think there's links to that on the Facebook.
Yeah. So I don't know. We're all dabbling in different stuff, and so
fucking awesome, fucking fantastic. And then, so yeah, motherfuckers, follow them like a motherfucker. Trust me on this. And then I would not. Look.
Preach.
I would not fucking say this if I didn't believe it. You gotta trust me. I'm not gonna give you a bad recommendation, okay? In my heart of hearts, I'm never going to give what I feel is a bad recommendation on this podcast. And this is when I believe it. So definitely follow Bog Wratih on everything. And support them, especially if you're here in Michigan and you get a chance to come see one of their shows. They're unbelievable live, trust me. And then fucking be sure to follow us, Lost in the Dark, on YouTube, iTunes.
I'm on everything.
Who is that?
Isn't that Bad Meets Evil?
Yeah, it is. Holy shit. Deep cut. Damn. Yeah, but be sure to fucking follow us on, hit the like button and everything on iTunes and subscribe and everything on fucking YouTube. And there's tons of fucking footage of all the shows we go to on Instagram. Instagram's the best place, honestly. And also, if you liked that last episode, the heavy metal folklore, fucking be sure to reach out. If you know of any bands, any folklore bands or anything like that. Like I said, we've got a small list going already. Like I'm already going to do like Whitechapel, Dahlia, Manson. I think there's Mayhem. I think that's it on my list right now. So I need more. So fucking anyone who's got any folklore surrounding bands, Lost in the Dark podcast at Gmail, or hit us up on fucking Facebook, Instagram. Also, if you have any fucking Dogman stories, I would love to hear those, or any paranormal stories you got at all.
Just some weird shit,
dude.
Man. Like,
seriously, hit us up.
If you've experienced anything weird, like, any stories you got.
Have you ever heard a bump in the night?
Yeah.
That's like fucking the Ghostbusters commercial.
Yeah.
We need to learn that so we can do it on this podcast at will. We all need to learn that whole commercial. Have you ever heard strange noises? Have you ever heard a bump in the night? I can't remember how it goes. But anyway, yeah. Fucking seriously, like I would love to hear. Like this summer, Preston and I are going on a trip through the Manistee National Park. 100%. It is definitely happening. And that is the most that's the biggest hot spot in the state of Michigan for dogman sightings. So we're going to take a little trip this summer to a part of the state we've never been. And we're going to do live streaming and podcasts all along the way. So on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. So be sure to follow us on those. And we're looking for Dogman. So if you got any stories, anything, especially from the Manistee National Park or any part of Michigan, we'd love to hear them. So definitely reach out. We'd love to hear that.
Let's get some spooky shit in the chat. Can we get some spooky ghosts in the chat?
In the crypt.
Please? Yes.
Bring the paranormal to the crypt. My people. We need to do another episode where we Preston and I have already done a few episodes where we tell our stories, but we need to do it again. Like, just retell some of our stories and fucking any paranormal stories we have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But maybe we'll end up saving that for October. You know, that's usually the time to do that sort of thing. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. And that's the last time we did it. So it'll be a year, and we'll be able to, yeah. But anytime, really. Like, anything I come across, I'm always combing the internet for stories and anything. And, you know, anything. I do have, like, it's stuff like, if it's something pops up in Michigan, then I want to talk about it, really, is what it is. So, You know what I mean? But yeah, if you have anything like that, be sure to reach out on lostinthedarkpodcast@gmail.com or fucking Instagram, Facebook. We love it all. We love it. And yeah, I guess that's about it for this one. Episode 61 in the bag.
Yeah.
All right. We'll bring this one to a grinding halt. If you're still listening, if you're still fucking listening to this, hold on 1 second. There we go. If you're still fucking listening to this, I fucking love you to death. I love you to death. Thank you very much. Good night.